throws for the end zone. Touchdown, Parker. Pick off by Jayson Oweh. Tagovailoa trying to make up for it. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown! That's hard work.
What's good, Fin Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason, and we are back for another one. And I'm joined right now by the god of the mod squad, Rhino Sith. Damian Deese will be coming in, and I believe EM will be coming in soon. I'll be opening it up for the second hour for you guys. But until then, what's going on, Rhino? How you doing tonight, brother?
Fins up, man. So much news today. I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah, bro, tons. And guys, I want to start off with a little bit of an announcement. Guys, when it comes to the NFL draft, it ain't going to get better than Phinside the NFL. So here's what's going down, guys. I will be live for days 1, day 2, and day 3. Wow. But day 1, y'all not going to want to miss, because day 1, you're going to have myself. You're going to have Mr. Ball Game. You're going to have EM coming in and out. But we're also going to have Dante Collinelli coming in and out whenever he's available. And I have locked in Ryan Roberts will be here for the full draft. Kevin Dern, who y'all have seen come up here from Dolphins Talk, he will be here for the full draft as well. The homie Jeremy Klump will be here for the whole draft as well. Guys, it's going to be a ridiculous, ridiculous panel. Y'all are not going to want to miss night 1 of the draft on Phinside of the NFL. The coverage is going to be insane, guys. We're going to give you the most in-depth coverage that you're going to get on any Dolphins YouTube channel. It's not even going to be close, baby. So y'all ain't not going to want to miss night 1 of the draft right here. And then, as always, day 2 and day 3, I'll be live. EM will be coming in and out, and I'm sure I'll have other people up here too. So y'all already know what time it is, man. It's going to be ridiculous come draft time here on Phinside the NFL. It's going to be unmatched. You know, instead of sitting there watching people just give their subjective opinion that don't really know much about the draft, we're going to have heads up here that know the ins and outs of all the prospects that we don't even pick. So I'm telling y'all, you're not going to want to miss the NFL draft on Phinside the NFL, especially night 1, guys. All right.
Yeah, there's not going to be any delay when a name comes up. You hear the clickety clack of the Google search. There's none of that happening on this channel, bro.
Yeah, man, it's going to be legit. I can't wait, man. It's going to be unbelievable, man. Ryan Roberts,
Crazy.
that's a big get, man. There's not one better draft mind on draft Twitter. And shout out to Ryan's dad, Ray Roberts. He's a huge Dolphins fan.
Wow.
And he likes what I do over here on Phinside the NFL. So shout out to you, Ray. I appreciate the support. And fins up, baby. I appreciate it, man. Nice. All right. Let's get into things here. Let's start off with some pro days. Let's start off with the obvious. And that would be actually, you know what? Before we get into the pro days, let's talk about you know what? We'll save that. All right, so let's get into the pro days right now. Let's talk about Micah Parsons and Jayson Oweh first, because the Penn State pro day, man, that had a lot go on and go down. It was ridiculous. And guys, if you don't know, the draft is April 29th through May 1st. So mark that down. April 29th to May 1st. You already know what time it is. Already got about 150 of you. Smash that like button. The haters were out. Let's keep it going, though. All right, so let's talk about that freak Micah Parsons first. Because we got a lot
there, Reason.
I know, Yeah, I know. Because we got a lot to cover with Micah Parsons, not just with his blazing 40. So let's show everyone the 40 he ran today, because it was absolutely crazy. Let's hit that up right now.
Well, you have to go through it. Micah Parsons now.
So you got Micah Parsons just out here blazing it, and we'll take it back one more time for y'all after they show him come out here for a sec.
He's in shape.
Oh my God, the guy is absolutely ripped. So I mean, you look at what the combine, the best time by defensive end last year or an edge was 4.41, and Micah Parsons, my friend, we'll go through it one more time so people can see the speed. Just absolutely crazy.
And it looks like he can go faster.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, my God. Unbelievable stuff, man. And when we actually go to the measurables and everything that Micah put on display today, I mean, when we lay it out for you, I mean, here it is, baby. It's some craziness. Like, this is Micah Parsons. So he measured in at 6'3", 246. His 40-yard dash was 4.39 seconds. His vert was 39 and a half, and his broad jump was 134 inches, bro.
I didn't know he was 6'3". I thought he was 6'1", 6'2". Wow. That's even more impressive.
An absolute beast. This guy, you line him up inside next to McKinney, he can roll that jack roll. Guys, you can use him the way you use Baker. Now, remember, they just did an off-ball blitz with Baker. Like I said, was his best use, and they started using him more and more after I dropped that video why he's not a good inside linebacker. Micah Parsons had the athleticism to get better and not only get better in coverage, but you can move him inside out because remember, there were multiple times that really helped my film session for y'all where Jerome Baker was on the inside in that Will Jack roll. Because remember, Jacks, they not only play on the inside, they can move up off ball up to the edge. So Micah Parsons, man, if he's there at 18,
man,
going to be hard passing that one up. It's going to be interesting to see if he even falls that far. And, I mean, the only reason he could, when we look at this, Rhino, and I'm going to bring it up for everyone to see here, Thor Nystrom, he is pretty legit, guys. He started off on Draft Twitter, and he worked his way up. He now works with NBC Sports. So this is where we're at right now. Micah Parsons in a nutshell. He says nation's top linebacker in 2019, A-plus athlete. But here are the cons. He was accused of punching, choking, pulling a knife on a teammate. He was accused of being ringleader in the Penn State University hazing that simulated sexual assault, telling a teammate, "I'll make you a bitch because this is prison." And, you know, he also opted out. Now, if you go farther here, and Thor corrected himself, he said he did not pull a knife out. It was allegedly pulled on Parsons as Parsons was punching, choking a teammate to stop altercation that Parsons had started by dumping water on a sleeping teammate, damaging a phone laptop. All right. So that's the story. So, you know, I mean, he's got some issues, but the fact of the matter is, you know, we took a flyer on a troubled soul like Isaiah Wilson. So I don't want to hear all those people that were worried about Juju Smith dancing on a logo on TikTok. Isaiah Wilson basically proved, yeah, they'll look past that kind of stuff if they think you're talented enough. So
and the value's there, there.
This is a top 5-6 talent in the draft, Rhino.
Yeah, but if he blows up in your face, that's a first-round pick gone. If you mess up on Isaiah, it's only nothing. And even the running back from 2 years ago, I can't remember his name, the guy from U of M, there was no real risk in there. He got charged and they moved on. I can't remember his name. It started with a W.
Walton, Mark Walton?
Yeah, he was good. Someone worth keeping if he didn't have the issues. So the whole thing is, are these things true? That's it.
Yeah, and they'll do their due diligence, you know what I mean? But let me ask you this. If it's just a case of maturity issues, because he's been out of football for a year, so he could have grown as a person.
Hopefully.
Right? And, you know, let's be honest, when you're a rookie, you're not the one doing the hazing. You're going to be getting hazed by the vets. And I don't mean like the sexual assault simulations, but I mean, you know, they're going to be tough on the rook,
suitcases,
right?
get the water.
You know what I mean? Put my socks
for the
on
dinner.
the rook.
Right.
You know what I mean? Give me a massage. Well, on my feet, nowhere else. Okay,
awesome.
And that wasn't even a slight. Okay, that wasn't even a slight to Deshaun. I was just rub my feet, rookie, basically type stuff. But you know, the athletic profile matches the talent you see on tape when you watch this kid, and the guy's a freak. The guy is a certified freak, man. I mean, how do you pass on that if it's 18? I asked him today. We all know he wants Caleb Farley. Obviously, Caleb Farley has the back issues going on right now, right? And even he said Parsons. He said you take Parsons, and I agree. This between him and Farley.
Yeah. But if he has stayed clean, if his nose has been clean during the whole COVID thing, which is a stressful situation for anyone, it proves to me that he might have matured and learned from his lessons. If that's the case, why not? Why not? I mean, you can't expect there isn't more or less risk with him, I assume, because it's been a year and a half, right? So the talent's there at 18. I would say it's not that big of a risk, even though if he messes
it's not
up,
like it's a top 5 pick, right?
Yeah, because you're taking a flyer on a top 2, top 3, top 4 talent at 18. No brainer.
I agree.
Same reason why we took Tunsil. Same reason.
And how many people were probably saying that was too big of a risk when they saw the video?
Oh, I remember.
And let me ask you this. Because he can do all the things Baker can do, plus a lot more, all right? He can set the edge. He can play through traffic, okay? Because people got to remember, he's a converted defensive end to linebacker. Let me pitch this at you. All of a sudden, you don't have to worry about Jerome Baker's extension.
No.
You could turn around and trade him to a defense that has a 4-3 scheme, and you could get a second or third round pick for Baker.
Right. Because he's a talented linebacker. He's just not in the right scheme right now. You could argue.
Exactly. Yeah, man. And he can't play on the inside. So I just don't. And EJ makes a good point. The Redskins took a flyer on Montez Sweat. How's that worked out? You know what I mean? And Daniel, I don't agree with you. Baker can't cover better than Parsons. If you actually go break down Baker as a coverage specialist, he's not good. Like, he's not good. Like, quarterbacks have like 100, like a little bit over 100 rating, passer rating when they target him. He's not that good. I don't know. People have been selling y'all that Kool-Aid and y'all been sipping it. He's really not that good.
He's good at blitzing. He's good at blitzing.
Yeah, that's it. Right. Line him up between the tackles as a free rusher. Line him up off the ball on the edge as a blitzer. Like, that's it. You know what I mean? And if you go look at Baker this year, a lot of his sacks were manufactured. It wasn't him just balling out. You know what I mean? So,
to his credit, though, he did make the sack, so you can't take that away from him. But it was definitely schemed up.
Yeah.
A lot of players get schemed up and they can't tackle.
My other thing too is because of Parsons' ability to play through traffic, ain't going to be no 100 tackles 3 or 4 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, bro. And guys saying Najee, I don't think Najee's going to be there at 18, guys.
Doesn't look good, especially if he runs good next week.
I'm telling y'all right now, he's not going to be there. All right, you got to start to come to the grip of that stuff. Yeah, and what Rhino said, if this guy runs a 4.45 next week, and
Top
with the
12.
way these 40s are going, looks like me and EM can run fucking 4.31s and 4.29s, bro. So, I'm just sitting here and saying, like, Rhino's out here going to run a 4.18.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, if Najee runs a 4.45 and scouts clock it at that,
yeah,
he's going to go before 18. I'm telling you right now.
For sure.
You know what I mean? It's going to happen. So, all right, so let's keep it rolling here because there was another name that made a lot of noise today, and that was Jayson Oweh, the defensive end from Penn State as well, and he ran. Now we all knew he ran a 4.3 already. We just didn't know where in the 4.3s he ran, and this boy came out today, son. Woo-wee! Just blazing. And what's crazy is,
man.
Look at his run. Doesn't he look wobbly to you? One more time.
He has a little bit of a waddle left and right.
Yeah. Look at ready right there. See it? You see what I'm talking about?
If he tightened it up, he could run even faster.
And what's crazy is he ran a 4.36.
Oh man, that's a 4.31, 4.32 if you tighten it up.
Oh, don't be teasing me out here.
Sorry.
And you're 110% right. Like Micah ran his way cleaner. At least in my opinion. And this is how Jayson Oweh, he kind of he kind of laid it out. So he came in at 6'5", 257. He ran a 4.36 at that size. He had a 39.5-inch vert, and he had a 134-inch broad jump.
That's an athlete, man. 6'5".
That's crazy, huh?
257. That's 10, 13 pounds heavier than Parson. 2 inches taller, and he basically did the same thing or better.
Yeah. Now, the only knock people have on him is he didn't record a sack this year, and I think he only has 5 or 7 sacks in total throughout his career. And this year, he only put up a 12% pressure rate. So you got to ask yourself, with this kind of athlete, can I coach him up?
Right. You're tempted.
Which is why I think he's going to fall out of the first. So he's a little bit more raw. But I mean, crazy that he's doing that at that size. Just absolutely crazy.
I can't think of his name right now, but the guy that plays for the Bucks that blew up his hand, what's his name? Jean-Pierre Paul or something? What's his name?
John. Jason Pierre-Paul.
He reminds me of him physically and how he runs. I would say.
And what's crazy is if you watch his tape, Rhino, he doesn't get the pressure, but he still pushes the pocket back.
So he's pressuring.
You know what I mean? Like he's not getting credited, but he's still affecting the passer.
Mm-hmm.
So he's explosive. Like he's far more explosive than the opposite guy to him, Shakatoni. Like it's not even close.
Okay.
But you got to ask yourself, are you going to take him at a 36 or a 50 if he's there when he's a little bit more of a project?
Okay.
So, I mean, he's a good player, but he is he's raw, just like how I think Gregory Rousseau is now. The difference between him and Gregory Rousseau is Gregory Rousseau has stats on the board.
He's a project, so maybe, like you said, late second, third.
Yeah, I think he goes in the second. Just a guy like with that crazy of athleticism.
Those are amazing numbers.
They usually don't hang. They usually don't hang around that much, right?
No.
So, he's all right. The problem is you'd have to find out where you could use him as an end. I don't think you're going to stand him up, right? Okay. So I think you could use him as an end, hand in the dirt, 3 tech. That's probably where you'd have to use him. Okay. So, I mean, that's technically a defensive end edge. It's the same thing, kind of. Well, not really an edge for us. Is more of a stand-up guy. But he is in my top 10 edge defender list that'll be coming. And that's another announcement. My edge defender top 10 big board. I've been told the graphics aren't going to be given to me till Saturday. So that'll be coming probably. I might go live Sunday and bring y'all that. And then next week, we're doing running backs, baby. So, it looks like Sunday I'll be coming at y'all with that with the edge defender. And then next week I'll be coming with that running back big board. So be able to look out for it. Y'all already know what time it is. It'll be coming. We're getting there. So, all right, let's keep it rolling because my boy, baby, everyone's been on the Farley train and everyone said I love Farley, but my boy Jaycee Horn, he showed up and he showed out yesterday, brother. Like he saw Sir Patrick Surtain's pro day. He said, "Oh yeah, wait until they get a load of me." All right, and this is what Horn did yesterday, guys. It was absolutely beastly, man. It was absolutely beastly. So let's roll what Jaycee Horn did. I call him my 1A because Farley's my 1B, and then I would put Surtain and then Greg Newsome, and then I'd have Asante Samuel. That'd be my top 5 because I'm not dropping a top 5 big board for y'all. And then I'd have Elijah Molden probably right there at 6'7". So, all right. So let's keep it rolling. Here is Jaycee Horn's some highlights from his pro day yesterday. And Chris Greer, guys, was at Jaycee Horn's pro day. And this is going to be matter for a topic we're going to talk about a little bit. So anyways, here is 11-1 broad jump, a 41.5 vert. And then look at this man blazing. Brother, 4.3740, bro. Are you kidding me right now? Woo!
It's a 4-3
Like-
world, man.
God diggity damn. Like, Jesus. Whew. Whew. And the fact that Chris Sims didn't have this man in his top 6 when he did his little rankings for corner. Chris, you need to stick to quarterback, you jabroni. Unbelievable, bro. Like, unbelievable. So, like, let's put it into some further context for people here, just for Jaycee Horn, so y'all know where we're going. All right. So here was Jalen Ramsey's combine: 6'1", 209, 33 and a third inch arms, a 41.5 vert, an 11.3 broad, a 4.4 140. Jaycee Horn, 6 foot, 205, 33 inch arms, 41.5 vert, 11.1 broad, and a 4.39 40. And then Patrick Surtain, 6'2", 208, 32.5 inch arms, a 39 vert, a 10-11 broad, and a 4.4 240. Now, the crazy thing is, Jaycee Horn plays like this. Patrick Surtain does not. So, take that as what you may. I think Jaycee Horn's the better prospect. That's where I'm at with it. He's an absolute beast, man. And then going further for everyone to see a little bit more context, I'm going to put some numbers in front of y'all right now. So here we go. Here is the completion percentage. Jaycee Horn allowed a 24% completion percentage when targeted. Caleb Farley allowed 29%. Surtain allowed 42%. Now, completion percentage inside 10 yards. Jaycee Horn, 22%. Caleb Farley, 44%. Surtain, 66%. Completion percentage over 10 yards. Caleb Farley, 18%. JC, 23%. Patrick Surtain, 30%. Let's keep it going. Touchdowns allowed. Caleb Farley allowed 1. Surtain allowed 2. And Jaycee Horn allowed 3. Target percentage. Patrick Surtain was targeted 8% of snaps Alabama faced in passing situations. Jaycee Horn the same at 8. Caleb Farley 11. Here's a crazy one. Missed tackle percentage. Surtain had 0 missed tackles on 916 snaps. Horn had 2 on 466. And Caleb Farley had 3 on 653. So if you go to more, my boy right here, Greg Newsome, he only allowed a 29% completion percentage. And then 50% on inside 10. And look at this. Over 10 yards, my boy Greg Newsome, who y'all have heard me talking about the last couple weeks, he only allowed a 6%. My boy Santi right there. So, guys, it's a legit battle at the top right now for who that CB1 is. I do think Caleb Farley is going to be slipping because of the back surgery he's going through, and he won't be available, they're saying, until training camp. So I think it's a realistic he might be there. You know what I mean? And we'll talk about this a little bit. Hopefully Damian and EM do arrive by the time we get to the topic. Your thoughts on Jaycee Horn, bro?
Well, he looked really good running, and those stats you showed proves he's one of the top cornerbacks for sure, and in many cases the best out of the statistics. So I don't know.
Yeah, he is, brother. He is absolutely no joke, man. Like, when you sit back and you look at, you know, this guy's ability and how we measured out, he's an absolute freak, bro.
But how does Surtain not miss a tackle? Just to get a little sidetracked there. That's incredible.
Yeah, that it is, man. I got to give him props for that.
That's amazing.
So yeah, there, when you take a look at his overall athletic profile, there you go. You guys can take a look at Jaycee Horn. Absolute. Got David, my Dolphins all my big boards are based on Dolphins needs, positional needs. So I don't have to do a Dolphins big board. All of my positional needs are based on Dolphins scheme fit and positional need. So they're basically Dolphin driven. So every big board you see me drop is based on us. But Jaycee Horn is that dude. You know, I don't know if he gets past, I know this, he ain't getting past 12. right? I think the Dallas Cowboys, that's why I mentioned about a month and a half ago, when Ian brought up trading for, trading X, and I suggested, well, target a team like Dallas, right? And you can go get, that corner at 10, and he wanted Caleb Farley. I said, you don't have to be sleeping on Jaycee Horn. I don't think Jaycee Horn gets past, man, I don't know if he gets past Dallas. I know damn well he ain't getting past San Francisco. And if Denver's stuck there, it'll be interesting to see what they do. So, absolute freak, bro.
Looks for real.
Absolute freak. All right, keeping it rolling, guys. Wide receiver prospect that a lot of us like. He had his pro day today. Elijah Moore. And Elijah Moore blazed his 40. Let's get it right here. So, this was Elijah Moore's. Look at them. Just gone, bro. People are clapping, bro. This guy's the only one who's seen people clapping. Look, it's just gone. Whew. And, I mean, dude, what do you say about Elijah Moore? Elijah Moore, he came in today, and he kind of, other than his height, he really went off, man. He measured in at 5'9.5". He weighs about 178 pounds. He ran that 4.35 40. He had a short shuttle of 4 seconds, and he did his 3-cone in 6.66.
You know what his vert is?
Let me bring it up. Yeah. Let me bring it up.
4.35, man. That's nice.
Oh, he had a 36-inch vert.
Okay.
And he had a 10.1 broad jump.
Okay.
And he did 17 reps of 225.
No, he's fast. He's tiny.
Yeah.
Not tiny, he's small.
I'm still taking Rondell over him, bro.
Right.
What do you think?
Yeah. I think he's just more agile, Rondell.
Yeah.
Create better space.
Yeah, Rondell special, bro, for the size he is. He's like the complete package in a little body, right? So
But this Elijah might go ahead of him, maybe because his height, but maybe not. I don't. Oh, he's right. The right weight for his size, 178.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how Rondell weighs more, Because Rondell got that. Rondell got that grown man size, bro. The guy's 5'7", but he's built like he's like 5'10", 5'11". It's crazy.
Muscle ball.
You know what I mean? And then another guy went today too, Dwayne Eskridge. And I'm gonna bring that up right here. This was Dwayne Eskridge. So Dwayne Eskridge, y'all know I had him on my wide receiver big board in the top 10. So he measured in at 5'8", just a little over 5'8.5". He weighs about 190. His hands came in at 8 5/8. His arms 34/8. His wingspan 73 2/8. His 40-yard dash from an NFL scout, he ran a 4.38 and a 4.39. His vert was 35. His broad was 10.4. His short shuttle was 4.22. And his 3-cone was 6.95. So Dwayne Eskridge, who y'all know balled out at the Senior Bowl, was making corners look silly on one-on-one drills. And we all knew he was speedy. Well, that converted to his pro day. So you got to love what you're seeing from a guy like that, man. So he's another option. He's another option, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's like we talked about. We don't know what the Dolphins are going to do and when they're going to do it. We don't know.
And, let me ask you this, bro. I mean, we counted yesterday. We said we're one away from a baker's dozen. Mm-hmm. Like we've got such a jam-packed, let's sit here for a sec, okay? DVP, Will Fuller, Preston Williams, Albert Wilson, Lynn Bowden. They brought back Mack. They have Hearns, right?
Yeah.
Where else are we going?
Merritt, Bowden. You said Bowden.
Yeah, I
Perry.
said
Perry.
Jakeem Grant.
There's 2 other guys they signed. I don't know their name.
Oh, Kay Loxley.
And the
Right.
guy that we signed, the ex-Bill, the burner.
Robert Foster.
Right.
We got so many freaking bodies, my guy.
I don't know. That's a lot. Even for camp, that's a lot of people.
That is a ton, man.
What do you need for camp? Maybe 10? Maybe 11?
Well, the thing is, at least we know Max a gunner, right?
Right.
So Fins Up says $6.99 donation. Says, you think Fins trade out of the third pick, select Najee, let's say at 8? You think they'll do that, thinking he won't be there at 18? I don't know, man. I think that's a little high. But you never know, man. You might have to take him that high. If he comes out and runs a 4.45 next week, Jesus, I don't know what to say to you. I think he'll be gone by 18. That's the problem.
Yeah.
What do you think?
12, somewhere in the 12. I think the Niners are 12, right?
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I don't know how they pass on Najee. I don't.
Well, I think they need a corner because Sherman, right?
But I mean, Najee's so good. I mean,
but you know what that could happen? Broncos trade with the 49ers, so the 49ers can come up and get Jaycee Horn and lock it in in front of a team like the Cowboys who need another corner. And then all of a sudden, you're right, because the Broncos are sitting there at 12. Who do you think they're taking? Najee. Because Melvin Gordon's only got 1 year left. And from what I understand, Kyle Fuller, it's basically on one of those deals that you ball out, we're re-signing you.
Right.
He just took a 1 year deal because of the market right now.
Mm-hmm.
So another guy, I know he's a favorite in a lot of the comments today. Jalen Darden, he had his pro day as well today. So he measured in at a little over 5'7.5". He weighs 174. He had a vert of 35.5. He had a broad jump of 10.2. He had a 40 of 4.47. He did a 3-cone of 6.66, and he did a shuttle of 3.98. So Jalen Darden had a little bit of a day today too. So all you people that be loving on Jalen Darden, there's his pro day. So what's with all these? Can we please get someone measuring in at 5'10" that plays the receiver position, man?
Yeah.
Good God Almighty, man.
It's nuts.
It's hilarious to me, man. So
it's the future of the game, I guess. Quick, speedy receivers.
Yeah, but I ain't putting any of these guys on the boundary, bro.
Mm-hmm, for sure. They can't handle it. They get eaten alive.
Yeah, and if Waddle comes out and measures like 5'10.5" next week, and he runs that 4.2, look out, brother.
Yeah.
Look out. All right, let's keep it going. Yo, there's 288 of you in the room. Smash that like button. Subscribe. If you are new, you can donate, obviously, through the super chat. You can also use paypal.me/Phinside. You can also become a member of this YouTube channel. If you look down below, there's going to be a button that says join, or in the description, I have a direct link. Go ahead. There's multiple tiers you can join. That's how you see these people with the badges, with the logos, and using these emojis. You got to be a member of Phinside the NFL to be able to have access to that. So it's right below. Give it a look-see, man. So here we go. Let's keep it rolling because the news did not stop today, bro. Well, it started yesterday. Let's take a look at Kirk Merritt. We were talking about the receiving core, what we have right now. That boy Kirk Merritt, bro. That boy Kirk Merritt. I don't know what else to say, dude.
He looks the part.
You know what I'm saying?
Looks the part,
he definitely looks the part, bro. He's just on some next level freakish, man. And the guy, I didn't know how he could put on more muscle, but he did. So
looked like he was wearing a flak jacket, bro.
Yeah, good luck to anyone trying to push this guy off. So
damn, dude, look at that guy.
Let's bring it up here. So I'm obviously muting it just because I don't want copyright issues. So look at this guy, man. And I know Tua's been working out with him too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very good news.
So, because he's been working out with Jakeem Grant. So, Kirk Merritt putting in that work. He says he wants it all this season. Man, you know, last year he battled COVID, I think 2 different times, and he also got injured. So, you can bet your bottom dollar this man's going to be coming in with something to prove this year. And man, this guy has legit 4.3 speed, guys.
Look at it. Look at it. He'll take contact all day. He'll just take the contact all day.
Oh yeah, he's gonna bounce off it, bro.
Mm-hmm. He's made for slot and crossing routes. And
oh my god, excited to see what Kirk Merritt can do in year 2, man. I think he's gonna surprise a lot of people. I really do.
That'd be a very good thing.
Yeah, because you know what? You know what it is? It's a free addition to our receiver room. You don't have to use capital, whether it's financial or draft. So, man, it's gonna be interesting to see how he works out this year, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk Merritt putting in that work, man. You love to see it. And I've been seeing him work with Jakeem Grant and Tua Tagovailoa. So the chemistry's building there. Well, we knew, right? Tua and Kirk, they had chemistry in training camp last year, and they're also working out before training camp started, right? So let's just hope he doesn't go off and do what he did in college and send send those nudies over to any ladies, right?
I think he's over that.
We're hoping, bro. We're hoping, man. All right. So what do you want? Do you want to get into let's talk. Well, yeah, let's get into sorry, say again.
Orlovsky.
Yeah, let's get into Dan Orlovsky. Let's see. Guys, this is what Dan Orlovsky had to say today. He was pretty adamant about supporting Tua.
Freaking legend.
And I said Orlovsky for president in 2024, and I stand by that. So let's get into this. Guys, this is Dan Orlovsky from today. Was it on? What show was it on? What show was that on again?
I think it was probably NFL Live. That would be my guess. But
okay, let's get that.
Seeing the criticism that Tua has faced.
Yeah.
What did you see out of Tua?
Listen, moving on, the conversation of moving on from Tua Tagovailoa is absurd and it's stupid. Because I need someone to tell me what he can't do. Because I can show you what he can do, what Fitz references with accuracy anticipation. He's got a sail and a flat route. This is a high-low. Now, there's subtlety into his game that is so special here. As those two receivers, one goes to the flat, one pushes vertical, you've got a drop-down safety in the middle and then a flat defender on that 40-yard line. You got to have vision on them to go, okay, can I get that flat defender to drive down with my feet and my body alignment, but also only take one hitch because the ball has to come out on time. But can I also do that by placing it in between a flat defender, trailing safety, and before that corner falls off? That's what Fitzy is referencing when he's talking about elite accuracy and anticipation.
Amazing
That's he has of I'm going to hitch that way and align my body to the flat, but then get the ball out on time to the opening that I opened up with my body alignment. And the problem is this, and I love Patrick Mahomes, it's his fault. Because every team thinks, well, if my quarterback's not Patrick Mahomes, he stinks. And Patrick is special. So I love the fact that this just be patient. Tua is great at so many things. Yeah. I need someone to tell me what he can't do. If you're going to tell me he can't throw downfield, who you want him to throw downfield to? Devontae Parker played like 10 games. Okay? He was really good last year, a year after an injury where the question was, is he going to walk again? With no offseason, below average offensive line, and below average skill position people. He was really good. Patience.
I don't think people realize how injured he actually was.
So there you go, guys. Dan Orlovsky going up to bat. You know what? Let's show you guys the actual video. Screw it. If I get hit,
great throw.
If I get hit with the copyright, I can just clip this part out because y'all have already heard what he had to say. So I'm going to actually show you guys the video so you can see the throw that he's talking about because I want you guys to see the context of the throw he's talking about. So I'm going to
I totally forgot about this throw. I'm going
to show you guys the throw, okay, guys? So here you go. One more time, right?
That Tua has faced.
Yeah.
What did you see out of Tua?
Listen, moving on, the conversation of moving on from Tua Tagovailoa is absurd and it's stupid. Because I need someone to tell me what he can't do. Because I can show you what he can do, what Fitz references with accuracy anticipation. He's got a sail and a flat route. This is a high-low. Now, there's subtlety into his game that is so special here. as those two receivers, one goes to the flat, one pushes vertical, you've got a drop down safety in the middle and then a flat defender on that 40-yard line. You got to have vision on them to go, okay, can I get that flat defender to drive down with my feet and my body alignment, but also only take one hitch because the ball has to come out on time. But can I also do that by placing it in between a flat defender, trailing safety, and before that corner falls off? That's what Fitzy is referencing when he's talking about elite accuracy and anticipation. That subtlety that he has of, I'm going to hitch that way and align my body to the flat, but then get the ball out on time to the opening that I opened up with my body alignment. And the problem is this, and I love Patrick Mahomes, it's his fault. Because every team thinks, well, if my quarterback's not Patrick Mahomes, he stinks. And Patrick is special. So I love the fact that this is like, just be patient. Tua is great at so many things. Yeah. I need someone to tell me what he can't do. If you're going to tell me he can't throw downfield, who you want him to throw downfield to? Devontae Parker played like 10 games. Okay? He was really good last year. A year after an injury where the question was, is he going to walk again? With no offseason, below average offensive line, and below average skill position people. He was really good. Patience.
I don't think.
I mean, is this not what the whole narrative has been pushed on this channel? Mm-hmm. Like, since the end of the season, that's what. Listen to the things he listed at the end. That's exactly what I've been listing out. Literally, that's exactly what I've been listing out.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. You want to say Dan Orlovsky was a bum quarterback? Okay. Mm-hmm. Guess what? Kurt Warner told y'all the same thing that I've been saying about this guy. And that's a guy who's won a Super Bowl and he's won an MVP. So tell me where I'm wrong. Now tell reason where he's wrong in his eval of Tua Tagovailoa. Because now I got two NFL quarterbacks who played the position. I only played the college level in Canada, but that actually played the position to a high level, backing me up. But some idiot that was trying to tell y'all, oh, we need to sign Jameis Winston. Oh, Cam Newton's going to be the best in the AFC. Going on this little smear campaign, who has shown he's got the football aptitude and the IQ that makes Forrest Gump look like a fucking genius, Albert Einstein level.
Facts.
This guy goes on all these different channels trying to tell y'all, we need to draft Justin Fields. Yo, let me tell you something to that fool and to Colin Cowherd and to that sex bot Joy. All right? Bro, first of all, Justin Fields has an awful release. And remember, I was praising Justin Fields last year. Okay? Mm-hmm. Awful release. And Justin Fields is not a good processor. He doesn't throw with the lead anticipation or accuracy. From here up, he's not even close to Tua. The only thing he's got on Tua is he's got a little bit of a stronger arm and he can run a 4.41. Mm-hmm. And we don't actually have a number for Tua of what he can run a 40 because he didn't compete in the combine last year. Now, I'm not saying he's going to run a 4.41, but he might not be an elite athlete. But go look at the Cardinals game. He's a really good athlete. And the crazy thing is, he didn't even have his football body when he was doing that. So I want someone, I'm going to say the same thing Dan said. Show me what he can't do. Go ahead. Because all I hear from these jabronis on these different platforms are subjective opinions. I see no tape breakdown. And I broke down every single drop back of that man this year. I literally broke down hundreds of plays. So someone tell me what he can't do. And you guys listen to all these fools. Look at their narrative switch. What do you want? Oh, they want Watson. Oh, the allegations start. Oh, now I want Fields. Oh, go look at Colin Cowherd. 2 days ago, they should draft Fields at number 3. Then the jabroni does a mock draft today with Justin Fields on the board. He takes Trey Lance. He doesn't even listen to his own advice, bro. Bro, listen. I'm going to say it flat out. Just because motherfuckers are on TV doesn't mean they know more than me. And I'm talking about Colin Cowherd. Because I don't got to talk about the other jabronis that go on these panels and talk shit about Tua. Because y'all know they couldn't put on my socks and tie my shoelace on their best day. That's facts. All right? Same guys that were trying to tell you, Josh Rosen. Last I checked, Josh Rosen been on 4 different teams in now 3 years, and 2 of those he hasn't been able to elevate above the practice squad. But Josh Rosen, right? Unbelievable, man. And anyone who thinks Justin Fields, and y'all know I love Zach Wilson too, and y'all know I love Trey Lance because I was the first one in this community naming Trey Lance a year ago on TD Fins Talk. I was the first one that brought him to everyone's attention in this community. No one else. Okay? Not 3 of those guys are a better prospect than what Tua was coming out of college. And if you say they are, you either watch film and don't know how to watch it, or you don't watch film. Take your pick. It's one of the two. Because it's not even close. That's why I started calling you jabronis out. I want to see where you get your all-22 from. Because I've posted, and I know Rhino's seen it, I've posted pictures of my Google Drives and my playlists of my all-22 on Twitter to prove to people, yo, I got this for real. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to hear this bullshit, man. Oh, you guys are all just switching narratives because the first one doesn't work out. So let's go to this one. And I'll say it again. You can't hold my jock strap when it comes to this football shit. And I know it eats y'all up, so you come over here and you hit that dislike button. And I love it, baby. Nothing more than casuals thinking their opinion means something when you know what? I wouldn't even write it down on a piece of toilet paper and wipe my ass with it because that's a waste of toilet paper. All right? Freaking jabronis out here trying to say this and that. You know what? At least the Watson thing before the allegations made sense because he's a top 3 quarterback in the NFL.
Yep.
I can get that. But I know some of y'all wanted him just because you wanted me, an EM Dolphin fan, to be wrong.
Facts.
So y'all don't even care about the improvement of the team. You just don't want to see us be right, and you want to have something against us because when it comes to my evaluations, I'm pretty dead on.
It's personal.
Go back to my Herbert stuff. Go back. Y'all can go back. All right? And find what I said about Herbert. I've showed it up here. All right? And I've said it when I did my QB Big Board last year. I had a QB4, man. That's not a first-round grade on the guy. And you go back to literally the problem I had was he was in a horizontal offense and his mechanics weren't consistent enough.
Yeah, but you were in line with like 85% of the community. No one saw this from Herbert.
Bro, that's the thing. Don't they try to hold that against me? You know how many people on TV should be if you want to hold that against me, then you better not listen to all these people on TV, bro.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Like, seriously, bro. It's ridiculous.
It's personal.
Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, it's personal, man. Because you know what? Some of those people aren't allowed on this platform because I don't allow ignorance. And 2, I've made them look like dummies. Straight up. I made them look like dummies time and time again, bro. And I'll keep doing it. You know why? To quote the great Max Jacob Friedman, and you can call me whatever you want. It's because I'm better than you and you know it. That's it. That's it. But here's the thing. I wear my confidence on my sleeve, bro. Because I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm looking at. Like I got so many friends in the scouting community, like, you know what I mean? Like, and in the draft community that, you know what I mean? These guys don't talk to those type of minds. Look at the minds I brought on the shows for you guys, let alone guys that haven't come on the show yet. And I talk to them and I reach out to them. Go look. I brought a former NFL cornerback on here who just film breakdowns and look at how much of our evals lined up. Crazy, bro.
Nuts.
Ryan Roberts, look at our evals. A lot of our evals lined up. Just saying. And Ryan Roberts, one of the best draft minds there is right now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, it's ridiculous, bro. So, now you got Dan Orlovsky and Kurt Warner backing your boy up and what he's been trying to tell y'all for months now. Now what? Two guys who played the position in the NFL, one who won the Super Bowl and an MVP. He's wrong and you're right. If you want to call me cocky, that's some next level of cocky to think you know more than an NFL quarterback.
Well, it's like you say, they most of them don't even know the team they're talking about. They get handed a sheet of paper that tells them what local reporters say about the team. That's it.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
Orlovsky at least does the work.
Yo, you know what? What have I said? What did I say, bro? Remember when that clown Joe B was in the comments and I let him know what time? They shout out to Florida born, Kentucky born for the. Let me get to that $2 donation. It says there was a good question. Yo, I told y'all 3 years.
Right.
I give guys I draft 3 years, man. Anyways, oh man, now I lost my train of thought. Where was I going with that? Before
I was talking about how Orlovsky does his work. He puts the work in.
Okay, perfect example. Joe B. Joe B comes in here and he's, Bucky Brooks said this, Bucky Brooks said that. Dan Orlovsky is one of the few guys that actually brings tape up to show you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So does that guy, Baldinger, whatever the hell his name is.
On NFL Network. The guy with the twisted fingers.
Buddy, he brings up footage and tells y'all what the time it is.
And walks you through it.
Yeah, bro. I'll respect that way more than some guy just talking and giving his opinion. Well, a highlight package that some little nerdy assistant put together plays, in the foreground, bro. I'm just saying, bro. So it is what it is, man.
I just love the throw. That's a throw I was told all day today and all last week he can't make. That's a throw. I mean, I completely forgot about that throw. That was elite. I'm sorry. I don't care what anyone says. That was amazing read, an amazing footwork to lead the safety, and then to put the ball where only one person could get it. And that's also on Gesicki's part too. But he knew Gesicki would catch that ball, and that's what I want for my quarterback. I'm firmly entrenched in this. He was not ready for the season, and towards the late middle to end of the season, he physically broke down. Yep. I'm entrenched on that thought process, and I think the Dolphins are too. Because let's look at the guy. 2 weeks out from the end of the year, he's put on what, 15 pounds, 10 pounds of muscle? Give me a break, dude. The guy is motivated. He's coming for you, bro.
And Bruce One, let me put it this way. I think he can throw farther with better timing than Mac Jones. And I think you're probably right around 68 yards because Max was dying around 60, right? Right. It was dying out around 60 if we remember correctly, right? And then someone asked a good question. And I don't want to be the guy who puts it out there. King 6 says only 9 players run faster than 4.4 last year at the combine. Why are we almost at 30 this year with more pro days to go? I'm going to throw it out there.
Rest?
Not only rest, I think there's freaks, but here's the other thing I'm going to hit you with. Guys can use juice because there's no testing going on because they're not at the combine.
Ooh.
And then they can put it down and get away from it.
Peel
right?
Away.
Because wait till you get drafted, brought into the team, you don't need it anymore. And it'll be out of your system. That's just a theory. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's right, but you got to look from every angle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They go give each other the Conseco, Mark McGuire in the bathroom treatment, and go out there and go, I'm just saying, and I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's the stuff you got to think about.
It's possible. No testing? It's possible.
Yeah,
Why
bro,
wouldn't
there's
you?
no testing going on at these pro days like there is at a combine.
Oh, well, there you go.
I'm
You'd
just
be
saying.
dumb not to. In my opinion, you'd be dumb not
Oh,
to.
yeah, bro. Rhino, I'd say, and pause. I would say, yo, man, pants are coming down. Stick that needle in, brother.
Millions of dollars in the line, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Panay Sewell's about to run a 4.5, bro. I can't wait. Andres Madrid, 499 says, I'm not fully convinced on Herbert played on a losing team. Offense adjusted to him. Tua played on a playoff team. He had to adjust to his offense. I agree with that. And you're going to see a lot this year because here's what's going on. And I've talked about this, right? Herbert this year has to put up with a new coaching staff. There is no more Pep Hamilton. There is no more Anthony Lynn, former running back, offensive first mind. Now he's got a defensive first coach, and he's got a whole new playbook, whole new terminology. I've told you all this before. Listen, let's say me and Rhino are two coaches, okay? Let's say Rhino gets fired, and he has a quarterback underneath him. I come in. I have a playbook that has similar plays in it. The difference is the terminology in my plays is going to be foreign to what Rhino has in his playbook.
New language.
And by the way, let's be honest. Tua out here working his ass off. Literally, Herbert's out here hitting rounds of golf. Okay? I'm telling y'all, be worried. I would not be surprised if he stays stagnant or he regresses. It would not surprise me. And all I got to say is this. I'll go back to it every goddamn time. Belichick took the pass away from both men. Who's the one that figured out how to beat Belichick?
Right.
Tua. Herbert put up a freaking donut.
No small feat.
I'm just saying, man. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. So,
and Tua helped in a major way win that game. It wasn't like the defense carried him alone.
No, he scored 14 points with his legs. If he doesn't score those points, we lose.
And it's the play you like to say. He learned from the first one.
Dude, how many games did we have a running back that scored multiple touchdowns in a game?
If I had to guess, one, maybe once.
And Tua out here doing it when they take the pass away from him. And he dragged Colvert, that heavy defensive lineman, into the end zone with him on one of them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And everyone crazy.
Yeah, bro. And what's super smart about it, J.C. Jackson, right? Earlier in the game, he throws the pick because he forced it. J.C. Jackson fills the passing lane. He pump fakes, tucks, and runs it in. You know what that shows me, Rhino? Mental in-game adjustment, bro.
You got a brain.
Fool me once. Not going to fool me a second time, bro.
Yeah.
That's why I keep saying this kid from here up, it's going to be Tom Brady-esque, man. I'm telling you, bro. Yeah. And he's a better athlete than Tom. See, here's the thing. He's not an elite athlete, but he's still a pretty damn good athlete, bro.
Arizona game.
Look what he did in 2018 against LSU when he had that almost 50-yard touchdown run. He's a pretty good athlete, man.
Yeah.
People are really discounting him. And here's the other thing. He did what he did in that Arizona game, Rhino, with a rehab body.
Yeah.
Barely a year removed, my friend. And, dude, okay, here's what I want. Here what I got to stress here, okay?
Buda Baker, one of the best safeties in football, bro.
And he shook him out of his cleats, bro.
5 yards, man. You left him behind 5 yards.
I'm just saying, bro. He's going to take Mr. C.W. Brown, he went toe-to-toe with Kyler and beat him.
Yeah. And we were
he went toe-to-toe with Herbert, and he beat him.
Yep.
Herbert, you know what's crazy? Up until they got into garbage time, about 10 minutes left in the fourth, Herbert only had 120-something yards passing, bro.
Yeah, they let him.
It took more attempts and more completions for him to finish with more yardage than Tua. And that's because we were winning, and they basically said, okay, you don't need to keep throwing, Tua.
And in that Chargers game, we were one fumble away from routing them.
Yeah, bro.
We're one fumble away from routing that team.
Thank you, Ted Karras, you clown.
Jabroni.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unbelievable, bro. So, I mean, damn, bro.
He's still got to go out there and do it, and that's the thing. He has to take that next step, and he's getting prepared for it, and that's all you can ask.
You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy is I don't think people realize the second-year leap he's about to do, bro. I
He's
don't think people
11
really
and
understand.
5, Reason. He was 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. That's
And
not a bad
three of them-
season.
And
Yeah.
3 of them came. He had a better QBR and a better passing rating and less turnovers than Joe Burrow heading into that Bills game. And that's basically because they said, let it rip. We got nothing to lose.
11 and 2. Yeah. Oh my God. I don't know. If the kid was like 11 and 8, 11 and 7, I could halfway understand it. I don't get it. It's just personal. And the Watson stuff makes sense. If Watson's available and the trade works out, of course you make the move. That's a no-brainer. No one had a problem with that, but I'm not going all in for Watson, giving away draft picks and all kinds of other stuff. No, I don't think it's worth it then.
Yeah,
I got 2 in my pocket. I got 2 in my pocket, bro.
And I mean, like, you know, I got to ask you, bro, just for you, because we've heard Flores talk about that year 2 leap.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of leap are you expecting?
I think you project what he did, but with more efficiency. And the reason I say that is because I think we all suspect this is going to be a heavy run team. So we're not talking about Tua throwing 40 times a game. We want 25, 27, 28 throws a game. We want efficiency. So I think you can project it out through a year, what he did last year. I think Tua was efficient last year in many ways for a rookie. So 23 touchdowns, 10, 11 interceptions at worst, and a completion percentage above 70, and I'll be happy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be happy with that.
I want to plug it again one more time before I show y'all some stuff. Guys, the draft is where you want to be at with Phinside the NFL, okay? Night 1, April 29th. It's going to be me, all right? It's going to be EM's going to be coming in and out. Ball Game has confirmed he's going to be down.
Nice.
Right? And then it gets better, bro. Kevin Dern from Dolphins Talk, guys. He will be here. Dante Collinelli will be coming in and out. And also Ryan Roberts will be here for the full 3 hours. So, guys, you're going to have the best minds when it comes to the NFL draft here on Phinside the NFL. And if y'all heard Ryan Roberts recently on the show, y'all know how good he is. I'm telling you, it's not going to get much better than Phinside the NFL for night 1. And then I'll be back on day 2 and day 3 of the draft, which will be April 30th and May 1st. And I'll be live the entire time. Y'all already know what time it is, baby. EM will be popping in. Dante will be popping in. You know what I mean? So, and I'm sure Dern and those guys, they'll also be around too. So I'm telling you, night 1 especially, it's going to be crazy out here for the NFL draft. It's not going to get better than here, man.
Did you mention Klump at all?
Oh, and Jeremy Klump will be
In and
here
out,
as
right?
well. No, Jeremy Klump will be here for the full time.
Oh, he's the man.
So Klump will be here. And we're working on something to see if we can get someone to interview on Phinside the NFL. I'll tell you who it is backstage, but we're working on something right
Nice.
now. And shout out to Quinn Miners. I hit him up. I haven't heard back from him yet, but hopefully Quinn Miners follows through and he comes through. So, guys, if you didn't see, this is Tua, what was put up by Perform today. Tua's still out there working, man. He's still out there working.
Look at that.
He's getting it done, baby.
That's at least 10 pounds of muscle, minimum.
Yep.
Extra. Whoa.
He's getting it done, bro. That's my quarterback, baby.
That's my quarterback, man.
That's it. That's what it is.
Get your beer and popcorn.
I want you to go over for everyone. Cameron Wolf had Howling with the Wolf today. Can you just quickly go over
Yeah, let me grab it really quick.
Yeah, just quickly go over some news and notes that Cam Wolf had today when he went live, because he said some interesting things. Some things I agree with and some things I don't agree with. So we're gonna go over what Cam Wolf said today, just so y'all can see what went down.
Okay, this is Rhino Short notes, so take them for what they are, okay? He says the NFL teams were stingy in the free agent period. He likes the Fuller signing. Let's see. He wants to make it clear that number 3, drafting a quarterback, is not an option.
Boom.
He feels that personally and everything he hears. His preferred action for the draft for the Dolphins is he wants to trade back. He wants to get to the end of the top 10, 10, 9, 8, and then take what is left from Pitts, Sewell, Waddle, name your flavor, okay? He thinks the most likely partner to do that, to move back to the end of the 10, is the Panthers. Let me go down here a little bit more. Cameron loves Devontae Smith. The biggest surprise for him was that the Dolphins did not sign a free agent pass rusher. Let's see.
Just
here.
don't have the money, right?
Yeah, he didn't say why. He just said that was the biggest surprise. He has a feeling, I'm paraphrasing here, that he feels the Dolphins like our young tackles and want to see them develop. Those were his paraphrased feelings about that. Someone asked about Kyle Van Noy. He doesn't know if he's toxic. He does know it was overblown. He was some great leader that everyone loved to listen to in the locker room. Some liked him, some didn't. He had a little bit of an embrace of personality issue with some players, is how he put it. He doesn't want to see the Dolphins leave the draft without one of these 4 players. Not in order. Devontae Smith, Chase, Pitts, or Waddle. He doesn't want to see us leave the draft without one of these guys. Let's see.
And also, guys, if he says he develops those young tackles or those tackles, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to develop at the tackle spot. That could mean they want one of those 2 guys kicked in, because I go back to the Isaiah Wilson stuff. If they were that locked in on Hunt, they wouldn't have traded for a pure right tackle. Anyways, continue on. Because he also mentioned something about if we draft Panay. Right?
Yes, I think he did. Get into that in a little bit, I think. 2 of the most likely trade back partners already mentioned. One was the Panthers. The second is the Broncos.
Which we can shoot down because Albright was out here and said they're looking to trade back, not up.
Right. And he thinks the Panthers are the most likely of the 2.
Creed Humphrey cannot play guard. He doesn't have the arms. He's basically pigeonholed to center. Creed Humphrey can't play guard at this level. Anyways, continue.
Okay. Let's see. He made this point twice, if I remember correctly. He thinks Tua will make a significant jump from year 1 to year 2. Also thinks that Tua basically had a good rookie year. That's his opinion. No news, no movement on X whatsoever. He hasn't heard anything. He went on to say, 4 years left. Teams never rip up contracts with that many years left on it. Maybe incentives, maybe guarantees, but not a tear up of the contract. He doesn't see that at all. He said that the NFL teams like Chase more because of Smith's question at size.
Wait till he measures in at 5'11".
There you go. Let's see. He thinks both Chase and Smith will be good players, 1,000-yard receivers. After saying that, okay, the pass catching class, which includes Pitts. This is how he ranks the pass catching class: Smith, Chase, Pitts, and Waddle, and he goes back and forth between Waddle and Pitts at the end. I'm sorry about this, Clump.
How is Pitts 3 when he never dropped a pass in college? But okay.
Yeah, and sorry, Clump, ahead of time. He says Pitts.
And where's Bateman at?
Yeah, not there.
I know.
He says Pitts is not much of a fit for the Dolphins because he thinks Pitts is not the best blocking tight end. Not really a good blocker, I believe is the term he used. Dolphins are going to be a rushing team this year and have 2 tight ends that aren't the best blockers. Doesn't make sense to him. So he doesn't feel they're going to go after Pitts. He says he likes Smith over Chase because Smith separates better. He does not know if Sewell is better than the top tackles from last year, from 2020. He puts them in that class, in that range. So he doesn't think he's that much of an improvement over them, which I guess the implication is.
Well, Austin Jackson and Hunt weren't a top tackle last year, so.
Yeah. But this is, I'll get to it later, but to get ahead of it, he thinks Sewell would go to left tackle and Jackson would go to right tackle, but I'll get into that in a second. He doesn't know. Okay, I said that.
And I like you, Cam, but I don't know about that one, bud.
Yeah. Yeah, he thinks Sewell would go to left tackle and they would move Jackson to right tackle. Is what he said. He said the Dolphins will take an offensive lineman. This is what he feels, and it will probably be a center. That's what he feels.
Well, we're really going out on a limb with that one, huh?
Yeah. He thinks the Dolphins could or will make cap space closer to the draft.
We have to.
Yep. He loves Javonte Williams, thinks he goes in the second round, and he thinks he's a lot closer to Najee than most people think.
Which I agree with.
Let's see here.
I don't know about the second, but I agree with being close.
Right. What? No.
And this is from Cam Wolf's little Twitter thing that he does every Thursday night called
Shout at the Wolfers. Yeah, out the Wolf. He said he wouldn't blink an eye if the Dolphins take Najee at 18. Thinks getting a pass rusher at 18 is better value, though. I think we're coming to the end here. Okay, Watson. Really hard pressed to see a team to trade for Watson before the draft because of, all the allegations. If they don't trade for him at the draft, the Texans are better served to hold on to him for next year or some point before the trade deadline next year. And he thinks for now, this year, the Watson to Miami is essentially dead. And that's it.
And that was basically, that was the only point of me showing you all the Deshaun Watson stuff. It was not to drag the kid. It was to show you all that this ain't happening. Because I said he's innocent until proven guilty, just like those girls. You got to take what they're saying at face value until they're proven in court to be liars. It works both ways. You can't have it one way and not the other.
Actually, it's allegations. That's what it is.
Yeah. So, all right. So, I mean, hey, that was some good stuff, man. Cam went in. Again, some things I agree with, some things I don't agree with. All right, let's talk about two things. Okay, let's talk about one. Let's talk about the Elandon Roberts resigning for a sec, because I think it does have a little bit of a ripple effect. Mm-hmm. When you look at Elandon Roberts, we obviously re-signed him. I believe it was a 1-year deal. Hopefully he's good and he's over that hip injury. Everything's good to go. Let me ask you this. Two things. One, do you think this means we're not taking a linebacker in the first? And yes. I mean middle, right?
Unless Parsons is there at 18.
Unless Parsons is there, yeah. Okay. So I think you can write like Zavin or my boy Nick Bolton off if he's going to go. All right. And number two, okay, you've added in Adam Butler. All right. They tried to bring in Lawrence Guy, but Lawrence Guy, he resigned for 4 years with the New England Patriots. We brought in Elandon Roberts, who's strong against the run. We brought in Benardrick McKinney, who's strong against the run. Raekwon's going to get better. Wilkins is strong against the run. Do you think this defense is actually going to take a step forward because we're going to be stronger against the run this year?
I think McKinney is a multiplier. We talk about multipliers on teams. I think he's a multiplier. Although he may not be the best in coverage, he does one thing or a couple things top tier, top shelf. And that's something we didn't have last year. We were supposed to have it with Mr. Van Noy. Sometimes we got it. Sometimes we didn't. I think we're going to get it all the time from him. If he's healthy, it's a game changer for our defense, in my opinion.
And I mean, what if we add a 2-down, gap filling, run stuffing nose that can allow Raekwon to flex out to the 3 tech, and then on passing situations, flex back to the 0 tech? Like, all of a sudden, we're solid at every level against the first two levels against the run. And, our secondary is basically the same, except we've added a better slot corner than what we had last year with Justin Coleman. So, I mean, I got to ask the question now, with our secondary basically being upgraded and the front seven on its way to being vastly upgraded a little bit here, again, do we take that leap forward with this defense? Because I know we've said historically everyone takes a step back, but we might be the exception this year, my friend.
Yeah, but what's it called? The zero blitz we ran a lot last year, right? That's what it's called, the zero blitz.
Yeah.
We don't have to do that anymore, unless we want to.
Yeah.
And because when you zero blitz, my understanding is you put your defensive backs and the middle of the field deep in jeopardy. That's the jeopardy of running the zero blitz. You don't have to do that anymore. So now you can do even more scheming in the back end rather than in the front end.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not on film. That's the black hole there. No one knows what Flores is going to do. He has things that he can do now. So yeah. And plus we got rid of Oweh.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there are things that could have keyed in on him, but now they can't do that because he's gone.
Yeah.
So McKinney's, I think, man, McKinney, and if we get someone really good, a really good linebacker, like say Parsons is there, oh my God. Or a zero, like you said.
Yeah. And what's crazy is, man, shout out to Great Fins Fan, $5. Said, y'all hit that like button. Rhino Sith, you have been a strong advocate for a reason. He knows his shit. Yo, here's the thing, bro. You know what I liked about Elandon Roberts? He got better every game. He gets choke slammed, and then he gets better every single game.
Yeah, man. He got NWA'd that first game, man.
Yeah, he got it pretty bad, bro.
That was bad.
The Kane, Undertaker, the Giant. Which one you want to take? He got choke slammed to hell, bro.
All of them.
Yeah, I know, eh? Scott Norman says, say Parsons, Aziz Ojulari, and Najee there at 18. Who are you taking? Ooh. Who am I taking? Micah Parsons. Who are they taking? Parsons or probably Najee.
Yeah. Not a bad choice, either of those two. So
yeah, I can't disagree with either one.
Mm-mm.
So I mean, God diggity, guys, I really think our defense, as long as we get that run, that run defense shored up, man, I think we're going to be better this year.
And it's a legitimate run defense, not one you have to scheme for.
Yep.
The bend and don't break may not have to be the order of the day anymore. It might be shove it right up in your face, see if you can do anything against us, physical.
Yep. Man, and if they add like just a couple more hard hitters, it'll be amazing, bro. That'll be amazing, bro. All right. Let's keep it rolling. All right. So let's talk about, before I open it up here, let's talk about the cornerbacks. We're going to play a little clip here from Tony Pauline and what he said yesterday, in fact. And he talks about X, and he talks about the whole corner situation. So let's hop into this because I got some stuff to say about this.
Sure.
Are there any news or rumors regarding Xavier Howard's situation? Is Miami shopping him because he demanded a new contract? Just for refreshing our viewers' minds, Xavier Howard, prior to last season, signed a contract that made him one of the highest cornerbacks in NFL history. Has there been any conversation or any information about Xavier Howard's future in Miami?
If there is, there's people that just want to see if they can get Xavier Howard because there's no reason for him to leave Miami, and there's no reason for Miami to want him to leave.
This is Trey Wingo talking right now.
He had twice last year. He had 4 straight games with an interception.
Yeah,
4. Yeah, like we were talking about one of the best guys at what he does in the league. So I've heard nothing along these lines.
I haven't either. The only
now
thing
here's Tony Pauline
here is that look for Miami to address cornerback in the draft. Within the first 3 rounds at some point. I think they're going to address cornerback. It was not told to me that they were going to do it to replace Xavier Howard.
Mm. Yeah. Reminder that Miami spent a late first-round pick last year on.
So there you go, guys. He just basically said, I've been telling y'all. I've been preparing y'all. I know EM tried to tell y'all the Caleb Farley thing, but I said, no. What have I been consistent about?
Need him,
Look at
right?
the guy. Well, no, I've been talking about Asante Samuel,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I've been talking about my boy the past couple of weeks, Greg Newsome from Northwestern,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been talking about Elijah Molden. These are day two guys. Elijah
Right.
might be an early day 3 guy, but Asante and Greg Newsome are going day 2 latest. Okay. I think Greg Newsome's very, very special. I think if you put a gun to my head and said, give me your top 5 right now, I would go Horn, Farley, Surtain, and then Newsome and Surtain are close. And then I would go Asante. And the reason why I think they might be looking at Asante is because he looks like he's perfect for a cover 2 base. If you want to play him on the boundary. But in our scheme, he looks like he would be either a slot guy. He also looks like he could be a safety convert.
Ooh.
He could be one of those guys you might be able to convert.
Because I was thinking Needham might be the one they convert, and then they put him at slot too.
They might. They might. But, they got Justin Coleman now, right?
Options.
And we've interviewed Asante Samuel multiple times already.
Wow.
You're allowed to interview players, I think it's 4 to 5 times, and we've already interviewed him 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And Asante Samuel Sr. was a dog, Rhino.
Interesting
I
stuff.
don't know if you remember his father when he played.
No, I do, but I'm just here thinking, like, the first thing you would say to someone talking about the Dolphins' defense is not cornerback. It's interesting. Yeah.
Well, those sub packages, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You want to
The
run
exotics.
your time and you want to run your nickel.
Your
you know
exotics.
what I mean? Yeah, your exotics, bro.
And maybe he has something new in his head. He's going to try to run.
And here's the other thing, my friend. Who selected Asante Samuel Sr. in the 2003 draft?
Well, it'd be Belichick, right?
Yes, in the New England Patriots. And he was there. They even placed a franchise tag on him in 2007. He didn't leave till 2008.
I can't believe his son is there, man.
Yeah, I know, eh?
Wow.
Tom Brady's playing, and people's sons are coming into the league right now,
That's
bro.
crazy. Sorry, to
right?
interrupt.
T. Martin, he was in the same draft, played the same position as Tom Brady, and now Amari Rodgers, his son, is coming out, bro. But I'm just sitting here saying another bloodline guy, but a guy who has ties to Flores and Greer.
Yeah.
I'm
makes
just
sense.
sitting here saying, I think, I agree. I've been prepping people for like over a month now that they might be taking a corner in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sitting here saying, bro.
Wouldn't surprise you, not with Flo. Like people saying in the chat, he loves his DBs. Can't
And
have
the
enough
only
of them.
person that's been on the Asante Samuel train with me is Rome Gray.
Yeah.
He's the only one. He's actually been on the train with me with Gainwell and a couple other guys. But he's the only one who's been on that Asante Samuel. I'm just saying.
Make a strength a strength.
And here's another thing. You got to remember, right? We don't know what Noah's going to turn into because he's more of a project than I think those top 5 guys I named, including Greg Newsome from Northwestern and Asante. I think he's a bigger project than them still. Number 2, Needham only got tendered for 1 year. Number 3, what's happening with X?
We don't know.
Because I'll keep going back to it. We all know he wants money. And yet we haven't heard that we've even sat down with the guy. We haven't even heard that we're far apart on money. We haven't heard any, or that we're close on money. Haven't heard any of that noise.
0.
And watch. This guy's going to hold out, bro.
At the last second, bam, you think?
They might be prepping themselves for that, where they get,
Good for them.
Think of it. If Needham, and then what happens if he sits out?
Yeah.
Now you got to move Needham to the boundary. And after Needham's tenders up, you don't give him slot money because if he performs on the boundary, you got to give him boundary money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, bro. So, you know what I mean? It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, dude.
Yeah, but even if X doesn't hold out and you draft him, you can use him. So it's not a wasted pick if X doesn't give problems. So I totally see it. Yeah, at the right time, right place.
I still say that Noah pick was 2 years too early, bro.
They probably panicked a little bit. I think reason after Ruiz and everything.
I don't know, man. Taking a project guy at 30 when you got your corners locked down for the next couple years.
And running backs were sitting there.
You know, and my boy Antoine Winfield Jr. was sitting there.
Oh God!
Imagine if we have no safety depth whatsoever. Bobby McCain would be an afterthought right now, bro.
Yeah. Oh well.
I'm just sitting there saying, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, we've laid it out for you guys. I'm gonna open it up for you guys who want to come on and join. Yeah, I just can't get over the fact that you had Antoine Winfield Jr. sitting there, but you also had the crop because Clyde Edwards-Helaire hadn't been chosen yet of every running back.
Sure.
Like, and instead, what did they do, bro? I mean, I don't know. We'll see how
he's an athlete. Yeah, he's an athlete and everything, but still he has to turn it. He has to become something he wasn't in college. He showed signs of it, but he has to do it now at the NFL level.
Yeah.
But I love his mental makeup though. He got skewered in that Seattle game, man, and the Bills game, and you know, he was out there making plays. So
yeah, he got Diggs, fast, can run routes really well. Lockett, fast, can run routes really well. They took him to town, bro.
Big time.
They took him to absolute town, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let's go. Yeah. Will Slater, what's going on, dude?
What's up, bud?
What's happening, Reason?
How's it going, man?
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on. I'm doing really well. Yeah, I wanted to pop on because, man, that Parsons Pro Day today, along with Oweh, was absolutely ridiculous, and I wanted to get your opinion. I only wanted to come on for a couple minutes. I don't got a lot of time, but I wanted to get your opinion on these guys because in the upcoming draft, I feel like we have a really unique opportunity to surround Tua with a ridiculous amount of offensive talent early on. And to me, we really got to take advantage of that. Like I would absolutely love Pitts or Sewell at 3 and, then come back around maybe at 36 with another receiver, hopefully like a Terrace Marshall or somebody like that. And the running backs are tempting at 18. But at the same time, imagine how lethal the defense could be if you took a guy like Parsons either at 3 or a trade down within the top 10. And then at 18, you get an edge rusher, to go along with our secondary, which is already absurdly talented. I'm just really conflicted about, where they should go in the draft just because of the options that are there. Like I said, there's a unique opportunity to surround Tua with amazing, explosive, young offensive talent. But at the same time, the defensive options are crazy there as well with these like off the charts athletes that you haven't seen in years. So, I'm excited either way they go, but I'm just conflicted about what to do, and I wanted to get your opinion on what you think. I know you're a Sewell guy at 3, but damn, man.
I'm Sewell or Pitts at 3. That makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't think any of the receivers in this draft. I'm just gonna mute you for a sec, bro. I don't think any of these receivers in the draft, just because you got a lot of background noise. I don't think any of these receivers in the draft warrant a number 3 pick. And y'all know how much I love me some Jalen Waddle and some Devontae Smith, even Rashad Bateman. I just don't see that. I think Pitts is, especially when we run the 5th most 12-man personnel in the NFL, Pitts makes a lot more sense, especially with Gesicki about to come into a contract year where you might have to franchise tag him and pay $9 million. And then what do you do after that? You give him more money? You can pay him $12 million? I don't think I'm paying Gesicki $12 million. I don't think you're going to have to reach on Parsons in the top 10. I do think his issues are going to have him fall out of the top 10. I don't know. I think the only defensive player that has a chance to go in the top 10 right now, just my speculation, is Jaycee Horn. Surtain might sneak there if, Denver stays at 9 and they take Jaycee Horn at 9, and then at 10, I'm pretty sure they're going to take a corner in Dallas. That's why I suggested like a month and a half ago, if you're going to make a trade for X, try to get that 10th pick from Dallas because Jerry loves superstar names. But, I noticed you didn't mention running back too. So I got to get your thoughts. What, you don't think one of these running backs is worth taking at 18?
Just from a general philosophy standpoint, just with in recent years, how great running backs can be found in later rounds. I'm kind of against picking a running back in the first round. Personally, what I'd like to see I think that Harris and Etienne are worthy of first round picks. I think they do have that kind of talent, but what I'd like to see them do is at 3 take Pitts. It's a tough decision to me between Pitts and Sewell, but I just think that kind of talent, man. You can line him up at wide receiver, and he's bigger than everybody. You line him up at tight end, and he's faster than everybody. The guy has a likelihood of making a huge play on any given down. So at Pitts would be my selection at 3. Then at 18, I'd like to take a look at an edge rusher. I think Perkins is an option there. I don't know if you think that's too high for him.
I think it is. I have Ronnie on my edge list coming this week, and I have him just outside the top 5.
But what about Ojulari? I know you're a big fan of him. You think that's too high for him at 18 also?
No, I think that's around. That's a sweet spot for a guy like
that's the wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if a guy like I've been talking about Joseph Asai for like 6-7 months on this channel. I think that's another guy you should look at right there too. If Kwity Paye falls, what do you do?
Right. Yeah. So. Like I said, I'm conflicted about what they should do just because I think that the priority has to be helping Tua, right, in this draft. The priority has to be you got a guy coming into his second year to where I think he has a chance to make a big leap, to make a huge improvement going into his second year because obviously we all know about the complications with the hip injury. He couldn't lift. He couldn't put on that football weight in his rookie season. I think this year he's going to be rocked up. He's going to be ready. He's going to get that arm strength back. And you can surround him with dynamic talent. So as tempting as it would be to really take some defensive studs with these picks, I think the 3 out of the 4 first 2 round picks, I think should go to offense. And I think it should be something like a Pitts or a Sewell at 3. And I would look at defense at 18 with a guy like Ojulari. I think if you get a great pass rush to go along with our great secondary, we could have the best defense in football. But then again, in the second round, I would look at receiver again at 36. I would hope that your guy from Purdue, Moore, is still there. Although with that 4.29 or whatever, he might be a late first round pick now. But hopefully Moore is still there. I think Terrace Marshall could be an absolute steal at a pick like 36. And then I know we ignored running back, but I mean we had to take a defensive player there. But at 50, I think you're likely to still see a good back there at 50. I think a Trey Sermon could still be Michael Carter, who would be a home run threat. Can you imagine? So look at that speed that we could have on offense into his second year. We could have Will Fuller, Pitts and Gesicki, who are 2 very explosive, fast tight ends. And then a Rolando Moore or a Terrace Marshall or an Eskridge or another very speedy receiver you get at 36. And then a guy like a Michael Carter at 50. Or a Gainwell. I mean, that would be we'd have the fastest offense in football. And you just I think in these first 4 picks, you got to focus on offense and helping out Tua. As much as the defensive players are so tempting, and I know Flores is a defensive guy, obviously. But like I said, I think the priority's got to be helping out Tua, and we got an opportunity to really do that. I've been let down so much as a Dolphins fan over the course of my life. I'm 33, and I got the DirecTV football package when I was about 13, 14 years old, watching Ricky Williams smoke everybody in 2002 on and off the field. The point is that I just feel like this draft is hard to screw up. There's so much talent in it, and I'm just worried they're going to do something stupid and screw it up. I hope they don't because the talent is there. They have a very good opportunity to really knock it out of the park, and I hope they do.
And you name edge guys that are like first round. If he didn't have the concussion history, Jalen Phillips would be a perfect fit at 18 for this defense. But the guy from University of Miami, but the guy is 1 hit away from, pretty much not remembering where he lives. You know what I mean? So, but you make a lot of good points, though. Let me ask you this. Because I love Terrace Marshall. Okay. Right. Do you think Terrace Marshall even gets out of the 20s?
So my thoughts on that is that I think that he does, just for the simple fact that there are so many great receivers in this class. There's going to be 1 available at 36. How many are realistically going to go in the first round? You know what I mean? You're not going to see 8, 9, 10 receivers taken in the first round. And I think that Terrace Marshall will be one of those guys that slips out of the first. I mean, don't get me wrong. A team like Green Bay could fall in love with him at the bottom of the first round. Or even Kansas City, Baltimore. They need a number 2 receiver. He would fit the bill on the other side of a Hollywood Brown. But I mean, the answer to your question is I really hope so. He has first round talent. But even if he's not there, somebody else will be. That's an electric receiver. And even if we had to take a slot type guy, I just think 36 is the place to take a receiver for us. I would say I'd prefer to get a receiver at 18 because I love Rashad Bateman. I think that I agree with you. I watch your show all the time. I'm a big fan, Reason. This is my first chance to hop on. I appreciate you having me.
You're doing a great job, bro. Let me add that.
I appreciate
it, bro.
I appreciate it. But, I was a stockbroker for a number of years, so I kind of got that sales voice ingrained in me. But, at 18, I would love a Rashad Bateman. But the reason why I think we got to pass on, and first of all, he might not even make it to 18. I could see him being a top 12 or 15 pick with his talent. But I think he's better than Chase. And the only reason why I say we should go receiver 36 instead of 18 is because, like you talk about with guys like Ojulari, I think that's a sweet spot for a pass rusher.
Agreed.
And it's just, dude, if you put a great pass rusher on the other side of Agba, if we could get the rookie in there that can be an explosive pass rusher day one, you have to hope that the draft pick pans out, obviously. But if you can nail that draft pick there and have a great pass rusher on the other side of Agba, then the secondary, you got ball hawks. You could have the best defense in football. And I agree with you also. I'm not going to take up the whole show, but I agree with you also about the nose tackle. That concerns me. So I guess I want to ask you, why it seems like they're going to ruin Raekwon Davis's career by keeping him at nose tackle. I feel like he can be a great 3-4 defensive end. Why do you think they're focusing on – why do you think it seems like they're leaving him at nose tackle and not addressing that position?
Because of the strength he plays with. I think he offers you the rare combination of he can stuff the run, plus he can get in the backfield against the pass. That's why my player comp with him coming out, if you remember, was Chris Jones. He reminds me exactly of Chris Jones. And remember, when they ran a 4-3, they had him as a defensive end. And then when they converted to a 3-4, they moved him on the inside. The one question people had about him was he going to get the leverage game down? And by game, 6, 7, he started getting it down, and you started noticing him turn the corner, right? I just think he's an absolute brute, but I do think you can get more out of him if you kick him out on, on running situations to defensive end, right? And I just wanted to say something. Don't count out that many receivers going that fast, because in last year in the first round, 6 wide receivers went in the first round, and by pick 33, 8 receivers were off the board.
8. Wow.
So don't count it out, man. That's all I'm going to sit there and say. But I think it's a sweet spot for a defensive end, because other than Chase, defensive ends didn't start going off the board till Clavon Chason at 20, right? So you got your kind of pick of the crop there. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, man. I think the other question you got to ask yourself too, are they going to take a receiver that high? Because we've already got, I'm just muting you because you got a lot of background noise, because we already got 12 receivers in the room right now. 12, that's a lot. We're one away from a baker's dozen. So, that's the question. Are they going to invest with your top 3 right now with DVP, Preston, and Will Fuller, and then you go down the list? So, I don't know, man.
I feel like, can I chime in about 2 things you said about the receiver part and Terrace Marshall?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, first thing with Terrace Marshall, I feel like it depends on what he runs in his 40 time. If it's close to maybe 4.45 around that stuff, he'll probably go in the first round, because his talent is undeniable. It's really just about how fast he is, right? And the thing about the receivers, I don't really think it's a priority, because I feel like if they trade down, then they are going to draft a receiver. But if they stay at 3, then the only 2 people I see them taking is Pitts or Sewell.
Anyone else want to add to that?
Well, I wanna ask you something. It's kind of off topic, but on the topic of edge rushers, the Cowboys didn't re-sign Alden Smith today. So I was wondering, what do you think? Do you think you would take a chance on Alden Smith, like say if like the price was right?
We don't have money right now. We don't even have we have like $10.5 million, and our draft class is going to cost about 14. So we need to create cap. I don't think. Also, the other key thing is too, look at Alden Smith's age, and now go back, look at how many players we have on this team that are past 30.
So, Reason, can you first of all, I just put this hat on. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so you hit on a couple of things right there. You brought up two topics. Number one, that we need to create cap space, and number two, there's 12 wide receivers in the room right now. Why is Jakeem Grant still on this team? I'm completely baffled. I don't understand, because you would think that the kid that we brought in that has only been in the league for a few years, that was Tua's teammate at Bama, Foster, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can do undoubtedly the same things that Grant can do as far as being a deep threat. He's probably a better, just pure vertical, go route receiver than Jakeem Grant is because of his size. Even though he only caught 30 balls total in his NFL career, I still trust him more than Grant to especially catch a 50-50 ball down the field. But you know who can return kicks in a ridiculous way? Igbenogany is an awesome kick returner, man. He was sick at returning kicks and punts at Auburn.
Kirk Merritt.
And Merritt can do it too. So you're not going to have even with the guys on roster, you're not going to have a problem with replacing Grant as a return man. I think he's overrated there anyway. He drops way too many balls. He's injury prone. And you clear up, I think, what is it, $3 million or so? It's not a huge cap number, but you clear up some space by getting rid of him. You clear up more space by getting rid of Hearns and Wilson. I'm more tempted to keep Wilson around, but I think you can. I just think, like I said, this draft is so stacked with wide receivers. Even though it's not like our biggest need, I think you have to draft the receiver relatively high just because of how you have to look at the best players available. And the receiver class is just so stacked. You can't not draft one in the top 2 rounds, in my opinion. It's one of our 4 picks.
The only thing with Robert Foster is if you go back to Bama, the guy gets hurt every year.
Okay.
That's the only knock I'll say on him. I agree with you, Grant. I think he has I think he counts against the cap if we cut him. Now Hearns and Fledglum, why are you on the team right now?
Right.
You know what I mean? Jakeem
Right.
Grant, the only thing I can decipher is maybe it's because of what he offers on special teams.
Yeah.
That's the best I can give you.
And that's why I was confused that they brought back Hollins, because I love what he does on special teams. He's a great special teams player, but he doesn't offer you much of anything at all at wide receiver. I know he had the one big catch against Oakland from Fitzpatrick when he was getting his head twisted off. But beyond that, he's not a reliable receiver. And you got, like you said, you got 11 other guys in the room. That number has to narrow out at some point. Is the number of is the number of players on the roster going to increase from 53 this year? You think with the 17th game? Is that maybe what they're thinking?
Yeah, I looked this up a while ago. Doesn't it? Rhino might know. I think it goes up to 55 or 58 or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard stuff, but I haven't confirmed it.
Okay.
Let me look it up right now.
Sure.
Let me look this up. I'm just gonna hit. Let me look it up right here.
I can never find anything definitive.
I've looked this up before. Oh, there you go. It's going to be increased from 53 to 55.
Okay, so that could be what they're thinking. Number one, I apologize for background noise if you're getting some of that in the background. But I wanted to bring up before I left the show, I definitely wanted to bring up with you because, like I said, I've been a fan of the show. I've been kind of watching for a long time. I've been watching ever since training camp last year when you were going at it with some of the Rosen fans who just had their heads completely up their ass and were totally out of their minds. Just ridiculous. But I had to laugh when you referred to Eric Flowers as a fucking jabroni more than a couple of times.
He is,
so like I had a question for you there. I think that because you guys talked about it on the show a little bit last night. Robert Hunt, I definitely prefer him at guard. He's a much better guard than he is a right tackle. I think that your assessment is accurate that, he could be an all-pro right guard. And, as a tackle, his upside is probably just to be above average at best. But, if you don't address right tackle in the first 2 rounds of the draft, is there somebody that you like in round 3 or 4 that could potentially be maybe not necessarily a day 1 starter, but a developmental guy? And if you don't address if you don't address the offensive line there, then what do you do as far as your starting offensive line? Because I do not want to see that jabroni back on the field again as a starter. Eric Flowers sucks, and I think you can do way better with Hunt and Kindley.
All right, so for tackle, you're talking about like a guy who might be there on day 3.
Yeah, like a 3rd, 4th round guy, a developmental guy that you like.
Jackson Carman might slip. I have him ranked decently high, but another name to look out for that I really like, and I think I'm higher on him than some people, and you've actually probably haven't heard his name yet. James Hudson out of Cincinnati.
Okay.
I like this kid a lot because I put together my top 10. I haven't filled out my 11 through 15 right now. But James Hudson, he's a pretty good guy. Now he's got a few concerns in terms of his playing ability. And he's a left tackle. You'd have to switch to right.
Sure.
Another guy who might slip to the 3rd, who might be off the board, is Liam Eichenberg from Notre Dame. He might slip. Another guy that Ryan Roberts spoke on him. Now I haven't heard in like scouting circles where people think he's going to go, but Northern Iowa tackle Spencer Brown, that's another name to watch. I think a guy that I would like if they didn't go with Sewell. Obviously, y'all know I love me some Sam Cosmi, but I've been getting higher and higher, and I've been mentioning him more and more, is Tevin Jenkins out of Oklahoma. And he's a pure right tackle. So I think there are some names there to look beyond the 1st round. Now I think Cosmi is going to go in the 1st round. I think Tevin Jenkins might go in the 1st round too. But if Tevin Jenkins slips to like a 36, man, you haven't taken a tackle yet, I would jump all over that because that's also a natural right tackle too. So there are some names, man. So if you want a guy to watch, go watch James Hudson from Cincinnati. I think that guy's a bit of a sleeper. I know someone mentioned the kid from BYU. You're talking about Braden Christensen. I got issues with Braden Christensen. Now I think he would be a day 3 guy. I'm not a huge fan of him. He did fall outside of my top 10. But yeah, there's some guys there that'll be there on day 3 that you could definitely look into, man. But I just go back to this, like, and maybe it's my arrogance or whatever, but I was so dead on with Wirfs, and I view Sewell as a much higher ceiling than Wirfs. And I'm just saying, like, just putting myself in GM's shoes with looking at our line. Look at what Dan Orlovsky said. Even he said a below average line. And what have we done? All we did was add Matt Skura, right? So, like, I don't know if I could pass that up. I really don't know, man. It's tough. It's but hey, I'm not the one making the calls, bro. And I'm not the one. It's easier for me to say what I got to say from this seat when my job isn't on the line, right? Like it is for them. So we'll see how it works out. But yeah, if you want someone, go look out James Hudson from Cincinnati. So
James Hudson. Okay, I'll check him out. So, I think I can't be angry if they take Sewell at 3. I wouldn't be mad at that pick. And to me, it's almost a coin flip of who I like better, him or Pitts. The only reason why I would go Pitts is because I don't think you can say he's just the tight end, first of all. So if guys want to say, well, you shouldn't take a tight end 3rd overall, he's really not just a tight end. I mean, especially in the red zone, dude, if you're inside the 20-yard line, the opposing team's 20-yard line, and you can line up, on one field, Devontae Parker, Preston Williams, Mike Gesicki, and Kyle Pitts. I mean, you're 4 guys right there that are between the height of 6'4" and 6'6". That you're just, the other team is just, no matter what defense it is, it could be the best defense in football, they're not going to have the personnel to have guys that are going to be tall enough to line up with that kind of personnel and knock down a 50-50 ball. It's just not going to happen. So I think a guy like Pitts is so rare. He's not just a tight end. I think you mentioned in one of your recent shows that even if he was just purely a wide receiver, he'd probably be a better wide receiver than Jamar Chase.
For sure.
Yeah, it's insane, his level of talent. And, I just, the one thing, not to go off topic, but I do think that we need to temper our expectations a little bit going into next season. This team, I don't think they're going to fall off and go 7-9 or 6-10. But I don't think we're going to make a huge jump in win total. We're going to have a little bit more of a difficult schedule. And this team was still a team with a lot of holes. I mean, you got to keep in mind, Flores did a great job last year of kind of getting this roster to outperform their level of talent, I think, to go 10-6. And you had the luxury of that 4th place schedule that you're not going to have this year. So I could see them going, roughly 10-6 again. I think between 9 and 11 wins is kind of their wheelhouse this upcoming season. But they still have just too many needs to fill in one draft and one free agency. I mean, if you think about it, coming into this offseason, we had needs legitimately at inside linebacker, free safety, nose tackle, edge rusher, wide receiver, running back, offensive tackle. I mean, that's just off the top of my head without even really thinking about it. That's 7 needs. And, we can fill, hopefully, we do a tremendous job in this draft. Hopefully we come out with like three or four day one starters that fill up half those holes. Pause. But going forward, I just think that we have a potential if we do a great job in the draft to have an unbelievable lethal defense. If you add an edge rusher and a nose tackle, but with that being said, and I'll close up my statement that I think the focus of this draft has to be surrounding Tua with explosive offensive talent. And dude, if you can get again a Pitts, a Moore or an Eskridge or a Marshall in round 2 and a Gainwell, I mean, that offensive speed we would have is just insane.
Yeah. All right. So I got a couple questions I want to answer here. Elijah Scott, reason, where do you think the tackle from Minnesota will fall? I've talked about him a lot on the show. Daniel Fael from Minnesota. He's a natural right tackle, rugby player converted to tackle. I think he's going to be a mid-day 3 pick, maybe even, could go late day 3. Andrew asks, is it Sewell or bust for you reason? Don't know. You guys know. I love me some Sam Cosmi. I like Christian Darrisaw, and I just raved about Tevin Jenkins, so it's not bust for me. But, I mean, why pass up on a generational guy like that when he's sitting at 3 for lesser talent or, not as big of an equivalent when it comes to the talent? So, I mean, that's just where I'm at. So, all right, guys, I've only got about like 6 minutes left here, and then I got to go. I got to handle some stuff. Josh, Z-Man, Irving, Florida born, you guys got anything you want to cover before we get out of here?
No, I'm good. I'm going to just head up.
All right, bro. Josh, you got anything on your mind, bro?
You have to come back to me. I'm gonna have to think on that.
Well, you don't got much time, bro. You got like 5 minutes. Florida born, Irving, you got anything on your mind, bro?
No, I'm good, brother.
That's a check mark for Irving. Florida born, you good?
Yeah, I'm good, brother.
All right. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start rolling through some final thoughts, just because I do have to get out of here. I got something going on, another podcast I got to take care of in like 5-10 minutes. So, all right. let's get some final thoughts. Rhino, let's start with you, buddy.
See you next show, and King Tua, bro.
King Tua. All right, Will, let's get your final thoughts, buddy.
First of all, thanks a lot for having me on. I've had a lot of fun. I look forward to doing this again sometime, hopefully. Just as far as my closing thought is concerned, I've been a long-suffering Dolphins fan for about 20, 25 years. Please give me a deep playoff run within the next few years. Please, let's go. Let's knock this draft out of the park and give me a winner inside the next couple of years. Fins up. Thanks a lot.
No problem, buddy. Florida born, let's get your final thoughts, buddy.
I was kind of the same way as him wanting Pitts, but you and I think it was Ball Game have got me on Swell because where
Ball
he
Game doesn't want Swell. He was in.
Well, I forgot who else.
He was in Larry's chat today talking about he wants to trade for Orlando Brown, a guy who wants to play left tackle, doesn't want to even play right tackle right now.
Well, it was you and somebody else had said about how he fixes multiple positions.
That's me. That's just me. That's me and only me.
Well, that just like made me really open my mind. But pretty much that's why I say Sewell and maybe a Bateman or Najee. One of those two at 18, but Fins up and Tua's going to be MVP next year.
Oh, bro, I hope. Irving, let's get your final thoughts, buddy. Are you there, bud? Because you're muted. In case you didn't know, you're muted. So I'm giving you 3, 2, 1. Peace out, Irving. Appreciate you for coming on. Josh Williams, let's get your final thoughts.
Well, with everything that happened through free agency, the first few days was kind of frustrating. Besides the Bendark McKinney signing, I really like that. And I love that they brought in Will Fuller. You know, that right there to me just cemented my stance on Penei Sewell. Because even though Will Fuller does have his injury issues and whatnot, he is a dynamic player, you know. So with him, you can afford to take the Sewell and then try and take a, Rashad Bateman or, Rondale Moore or somebody later in the second round, So, and then we brought in Matt Skura. I mean, I would have liked David Andrews over him. But, I mean, at the same time, they brought in veteran leadership on at the center position. So, I mean, can't get everything you want. I mean, that's just one of the main things we needed was some, veteran leadership at the center position. So at least we got that. But as far as the draft, I hope they don't settle. I hope we get the players that we want or that the coaching staff deem fits the pick and that we don't just let the board settle, And I think we'll have a great season next year, especially with everything that's gone on this offseason. So
nice.
Okay. All right, guys. So here's the deal. I will be back on probably Sunday. If something breaks tomorrow, I'll be back tomorrow night. I might be back tomorrow night. Ball game. Come on, bro. You want everyone but Sewell to play that right tackle. First, you wanted Ryan Ramchuk. I was right that ain't happening. It ain't happening. Now you're on to Orlando, bro. You want everyone but Sewell, bro. Don't be trying to hop on the train right now. I'm the conductor. So, all right. So what's going to happen is I'll be back either tomorrow night. If something breaks, if there's something to talk about. If not, I will be back on Sunday night with the Edge Big Board top 10 and honorable mentions because I actually got 15 guys I want to lay out for you guys. So that's what's going to go down. There's still about 274 of you in the smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't. If you'd like to donate to the channel, paypal.me/Phinside. You become a Phinside, the NFL Patreon, patreon.com/Phinside, the NFL. And shout out to all the Patreons, Rhino Sith, Fake Spike 94, KA All Day, Ramon Casillas, Seth, Slim Pickens, Ricketic, Big Time, Red Dino, Marino's Goat, Keith Davis, Conflict, your boy Trev, Josh, Tranquilize, Jazz 803, Martin, Zo Vegas 75, the Arkham Elf, Irving, Drew Boo, The Show, Jawar Thompson, My T Dolphin, Ben Glassford, Jeff Jackson, Andre Villarreal, Cody, J Love T, Todd, the enigmatic one, Chalk Vanilla Straw, Georgie Boy, Don Wayne, Florida born, Kentucky grown, and my newest who joined the Hall of Fame $20 level. Shout out to you, Michael Rodriguez. And guys, if you look right below me, there's a button that says join. If you want to use those badges and those emojis for every live stream, you got to go ahead and join this YouTube channel. And I've also got the link, a direct link if you want to join down below. So shout out to each and every one of you that supports as a member. Damian Deese, your boy Trev, Talking Vegas all day, MF Fins, Ricketic, Greg A, Irving, K all day, Seth, Drew Boo, Rhino, Twizzle, Law 10442, Derek, Timothy, Yawa, Bruce One, Marino's Goat, Foxing Around, Michael Vowell, Timothy, Joey Butters, Nico, My T Dolphin, Dolphin Sweden, Fake Spike 94, Jazz 803, Luke Sparkman, D Ray 91, the homie Tilly, Flips, Carizito, Marcus 84 Franks, Ty Rhodes, Florida born, Kentucky grown, Paige Wood, SC42, Corn 72, Johnny, Trap RNG, Michael Myers, Tony Usawa, Brad, Cody Patron, The Show, Chef Jew, Jonesy Fins Nation, Kevin Williams, L. Reezy Fins Fan, and Hanging with RAC, aka Rhonda. Appreciate each and every one of you. Love all of y'all for being members. And you can use the code patchvibes.com. You can use the code Phinside for 20% off your purchase. And grab official Phinside the NFL merch, teespring.com/stores/Phinside the NFL. And ball game. The reason why I don't want Orlando Brown and Ryan Ramczyk, we don't have the money for either one. And I believe Penei Sewell has a higher ceiling than both of those guys. So we don't have the money to pay Orlando Brown the money he wants. The guy wants left tackle money. We don't have that kind of money right now. So null and void that trade to me. It ain't gonna happen. So that's a pipe dream. So Penei's way more realistic than a guy like Orlando Brown right now. All right, guys. Plus he wants to play left tackle. All right, guys. Y'all already know what time it is. I will see all of y'all Sunday at the latest, possibly tomorrow or Saturday, depending on what breaks. Until then, fins up all day, every day. Have a good one, guys.